Well, hello, my pickles, my snowflakes, my turtles, my Goldilocks, everybody, all of you, welcome. This is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto, and I'm here with my new midday drink, alkaline water, pH 9 plus body armor, and supposedly it is loaded with reverse osmosis water, potassium bicarbonate, calcium chloride, and magnesium something something. So I'm enjoying that. Keeps my electrolytes up, keeps me energized, and away I go. So I was listening. I was listening to some people that have wisdom, and what they were talking about is the good part about keto is that you're really not going to be hungry, right? You don't have to starve yourself. Starvation diets, what happened with those? It's like the buildup, the buildup, the buildup, and then the binge, and you eat all the junk you wish you didn't eat out 4 hours later or 4 minutes later. And so with keto, we find that we're satisfied because we're getting the fats, the protein, sometimes some carbs and vegetables, maybe fruits if you have them. And it's all what works. And at the end of how the man was talking about how the good part about keto is you're not hungry. And I forgot all about that. I was like, oh yeah, I remember now is being so hungry on Weight Watchers, and it's clock watching, clock watching, clock watching, and it was like wasn't fun. And then to get to keto, and it's like satiating but not overfilling. And now that I do OMAD, I find that what I will have when I feast today at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I have my OMAD is it carries me all the way to the next day. And isn't that great? And so I have things on my keto plan that sometimes aren't keto. And so for now in maintenance, it seems to be working and I'm satisfied and it works. But my majority of days, as you can tell by my keto OMAD videos that I do, are keto. And it's like the salad with the fat, some veggies, and the protein with the fat. I don't fear the fat. I add ghee or butter to my entrees, put it on top of my steak, put it in my pork roast stew, put it on top of my pub burger. What else do I have? Oh, I have the chicken thigh. I have the Big A salad, and I have, plenty of fat in the dressing with that. And then at the end of this, it was Dr. Gary Taubes, and the he writes a lot about keto and calories and carbohydrates and sugar. And his latest book, I think, well, he has a latest book out. I can't think of the title, but he does have a book out. The Case for Keto, I believe, is the title of it. And, it's like, I remember somebody talking about exercise, and it's like, it doesn't matter what you do, it's that you find something and you do it and you continue to do it. In other words, finding the keto food plan and hopefully customizing it, not by what I eat, but what you eat and what works for you, as to being sustainable. Doing other people's food plans or diets or pay as you go or whatever the thing is that you might be, just parroting what somebody else says works, and you're still hungry or you're hangry, which is worse. You get crabby, you're not sleeping well, you never feel full, you're still watching the clock, you're still using artificial sweeteners or artificial fake foods just to make it through. And your body is saying, see, I've always been one of those that instead of having the fake, like Coke or Canada Dry Ginger Ale, just have the one with the sugar. There's probably less damage in it than having the, zero sugar ones. You just don't know what you're getting with these chemical sweeteners. And I feel the same way about other parts of the standard American diet. Instead of just doing the low carb version of the such and such, Just have what it is that you want. Get it over with instead of like it's always kind of there on your checklist, but you're not having it because you're being good. The only thing that I still love is cauliflower crumbles. And those things work for me. And it started off as a carb substitute for rice or noodles or something that thickens my soups into a stew. And I find I love cauliflower crumbles. And they just save me. The cauliflower pizza crust. I really like that. So it isn't that I couldn't have the real crust if I just absolutely had to. It's that I do the cauliflower crust and I'm okay. Although I haven't had pizza for months and I don't know how that happened. Right, Miss Joyce? Wasn't that something I could never live without? So the key for what works for me is what I hope you get to as well for you. What works in your keto food plan? It could be keto-ish. It could be hard-lined keto, 20 grams or fewer of carbohydrates, 10 grams or fewer, like a really stark keto food plan. So stark with carbs that am I a carnivore or am I doing keto? Maybe I'm ketovore, right? Or the keto-ish, where you have a lifestyle that includes foods that are not keto sanctioned, but they work for you. And you feel good about that. It makes you happy. It makes you content. It makes you satiated. So finding something that's sustainable is such a good thing for us with this food plan. And never doubting how good it makes you feel. So it took me a while to get here. I've been doing keto in all the different versions, keto-ish, ketovore, strict keto, loosey-goosey, what do they call it, dirty keto. And I've been doing it. The thing that I do manage to sustain and I do feel is wicked important is clean intermittent fasting. With my flavorless water, my Just Black Please coffee I'm working on right now is the Whole Foods Allegro Vienna Roast. That's a staple. So is the super coffee that I get. That's the dark roast. I have that. I don't get flavored coffees. I don't know how it's working, but it's working, right? And it's like, my body isn't going to send me a text and say, you're not doing what was working last week. Get back to doing it. All I know is that I go, I listen to my gut. I try to be attuned to what it is. I can really plan my menu and be happy with it. And I get excited about it all day long. I know what I'm having to eat today. And I get to be excited about it. I get to have this throughout the rest of the day. And I will sit down to my OMAD in a few hours and enjoy. And I will feast and it will hold me over. I think our brains love fat. I think our brains use the fat. I don't think in a keto food plan that having an abundance of fat matters in my day in, day out. It's not a calorie is a calorie. It's what I eat that satiates me, that makes me content. You see what I eat. You know I'm not afraid of fat. Have you tried it that way? If not, if what is working for you, keep doing it. Finding the satiating contentment bliss is what I was all about. I am all about. And sustaining it. So day in, day out. Those days that I'm having my big A salad, I get so excited. On days that I'm having steak and eggs, I get so excited. On days that I'm having the pub burger, it really makes me excited. And it works, and I'll add my ghee, I'll add my Kerrygold butter. It's all good. And now I'm going to finish the rest of this and get on with my day. As you can see, it's actually light out. I'm dressed. I'm going to go do some errands. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto. Thanks for being here. I'll see you here the next time. Bye-bye for now.